Hello everyone, it's me again. It's Ivy, your physical therapist, your doctor of physical therapy. My channel is all about health and wellness, nature, investing, and plans for mental health. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you for watching. Have a blessed day. Hi everyone. Good morning. It's me again. It's Ivy, your physical therapist, your doctor of physical therapy. I am going to talk about third stimulus check this morning. The third stimulus check or the COVID-19 relief bill was signed by President Joe Biden, the new president of the United States of America. And I would like to talk about this third stimulus check, if there's any changes from the first, the second, from the previous two stimulus check that was given to all residents, legal residents of the United States of America. This is to help all the residents, the citizens in the United States of America, stimulate the economy because of what happened with the pandemic from the coronavirus or the COVID-19 pandemic. So this is a way of the United States of America government helping their citizens and to get the country moving and survive. I would like to show you, I always want to make sure that we are giving you the right information, not just Ivy is saying it or so and so is saying it. We want to make sure we are giving you the right information. So as I've been talking about in my previous videos, you want to make a research, you go to the right department or the right website or place to see what you want to know. So for this one, I always use the IRS, the Internal Revenue Services, a government website for everything about taxes, about retirement, and I believe the stimulus check is in here too. So over here, you just type in irs.gov and you go to the economic impact payment. So here they are talking about how much is the third economic impact payment or the third stimulus check. So those who are eligible for this third stimulus check, you are going to get as an individual $1,400 or $1,400 for each individual. If you're a married couple, then you get $2,800 for each one of you. And if you have dependents, each dependent will also get $1,400 for each one of them. Now, unlike the first and the second, it's right here, unlike the first and the second, the families that get the payment for their dependents claim on tax return, not just their qualifying children under 17. So in other words, in the third stimulus check, all dependents are gonna get each one of them $1,400. However, is always an exception to the rule. You must qualify. There is a requirement to qualify in order for you to get the stimulus check. Who are eligible for this stimulus check? Okay, so if you're single, let me go over here. If you're single, I don't know if you can see this highlighted thing that I did, that I'm highlighting here. If you're single with 75,000 and below, then you'll get the third stimulus check. Now, if you're married, filing separate return, for single and married persons that are filing separately, you might want to make sure you won't exceed $75,000 as your modified adjusted gross income. Listen to this, it's the modified adjusted gross income, not your gross income. So you want to make sure you check on your on your 220 or 2020 or 2019 tax return, what is your modified gross income? If you fall under this category and you're single and or a married person filing separately, then you will get the stimulus check. All right, if you're head of household, you have to have an income of up to $112,500 for the head of household. That's for either 2020 tax return or the 2019 tax return. All right, and then for the married couples that are filing jointly, you have to have a modified adjusted gross income of $150,000. Now, reduced for filers with incomes above those levels. All right, let's go down here. Now, if you are a U.S. citizen or a U.S. resident alien, you are eligible for the full amount of the third economic impact payment or the third stimulus check. And you have a valid social security number, you have to have that. And then, of course, you have an adjusted gross income on your tax return that does not exceed, here they are summarized in here. 150,000 if married, and you're not supposed to exceed 150,000 if married and filing a joint return or filing as a qualifying widow or widower. Do not exceed 112,500 if filing as a head of household, or 75,000 for eligible individuals using any filing statuses, either single filer or married people filing separately. Now, there is a phase out, or your payment, your third stimulus check will be reduced. So let's see how the government is going to do this. Right, payments will be phased out or reduced above those adjusted gross income amounts. This means that taxpayers will not receive a third payment if they're adjusted. You're not going to get any of this third stimulus check if your adjusted gross income fall on the following. If you have 160,000 married and filing jointly, if your adjusted gross income is 160,000, or you're a widower or a widow filing, as a widow or widower, and if you exceed 100, it says exceed 160,000, you or me or whoever is not gonna get it. All right, and then if you are a head of household and your adjusted gross income is more than 120,000, you're not gonna get it. And lastly, if you are filing individual or single, or you're married and filing separately, some of them do that, if your adjusted gross income will exceed $80,000, you are not qualified to get the third stimulus check. So again, if you're married and filing jointly and you're between 150 to 160, you're still gonna get it. However, if you're more than 150, between 150 to 160, you're not gonna get the full amount, and it's like it's adjusted for I don't know how they do it, but it will be adjusted. If you exceed 160, you're not qualified. All right, so if you're single, if you have the income of 75 and below, you'll get it. 75,000 and below, you'll get it. If you're between 75,000 to 80,000, you're still gonna get it, but you're not gonna get the full amount. If you're beyond 80,000, single filer or married filing separately, you're not gonna get it. Now, if you're filing as a head of household, if your income, adjusted gross income, is $112,500, between $112,500 to $120,000, you'll get it with an adjusted amount, not the full $1,400. Now, I might be wrong, but that's what that's what I understand in the website, in the irs.gov. You can always go in here and read it yourself, so that you will not just be hearing it from somebody else, like me from YouTube or from your friends out there, or even from the news media. I'll put a link down below so you will know where to go. So again, if you're a head of household and your adjusted gross income is 112,500 to 120,000, you're still gonna get the stimulus, the third stimulus check. However, it's adjusted, it's not the full amount. If you go beyond 120,000, you're not gonna get it. Like say on your 2019 or 2020 tax return, your adjusted gross income, you're a head of household and your adjusted gross income is $120,050. Sorry, you're not gonna get it. You're over $50. Now, if you're below 100 and if you're below 120 below, you'll get it, with some modifications. Okay, and then the next one. So how determining eligibility for the third economic impact payment. So how do we know we're eligible? All right, let's read this. Let's scrutinize this IRS website on the third stimulus check. So it says here, most eligible people will get the third economic impact payment automatically and won't need to take additional action. So if you got your first and second, you don't have to worry, you'll get it whatever form you got it from before. If you get it through the mail, you'll get it through the mail. If you get it through direct deposit, you'll get it through the direct deposit. And whatever else, method that you had your first and the second. Now, the IRS will use all of, how does the IRS determine how much money you're going to get, or if you are going to get it? The IRS will use all available information to determine eligibility and issue the third payment to eligible people who filed a 2020 tax return, or you filed a 2019 tax return if the 2020 has not been submitted or processed yet. So if you already did, you're very good, you're always on time, you filed your 2020 tax return, they will base your adjusted gross income in the 2020 tax return. On the other hand, if you did not, or you just filed and it's still on the process, they are going to use your 2019 tax return. So you really want to make sure you be smart in here. If you had more income on 2019, you better start filing your 2020. If your 2020 is less, you have less income on 2020, file it so that you can avail for this government stimulus check. They don't do this all the time, only because of the pandemic that we are having, which we don't really want. We don't really want to receive money, but we needed a lot of people needed this money at this time of the pandemic. So 2020, if you already did it, file it, they use that. 2019, if you did not file your 2020. Okay, our federal benefit recipients as of December 31, 2020, who do not usually file tax return and receive Social Security and Railroad Retirement Board benefits, are just like specific for people that fall under this category. I'm just going to read it. Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and veteran benefit recipients in 2020. The IRS is working with their agencies to get updated information for 2021 to assist with stimulus payment at the date to be determined. So as I've said, go to the irs.gov or call your IRS if you have any questions, pertaining to your specific situation. Okay. Now the question here, how do I find out if the IRS is sending me the payment? So you go online and you hit this get my payment tool, and it should show you if, however you are going to get it. But as I've said earlier, I'm pretty sure they will, the government will issue your stimulus check if you're qualified, the same thing as the first and the second, but I might be wrong. So, but here in the irs.gov website, there is a tool to see yourself, to see yourself if, how you're going to get your payment. How will the IRS know where to send my payment? What if I change bank accounts? So these are questions here, and you can just read on it. So the IRS will use the data already in its system to send the third stimulus payment. So remember, the IRS will use your data that is already in their system to give you your stimulus payment. If you are a direct deposit, they will do that. If not, they will mail you your check. Okay. Okay, there's a question here. How are married couples affected if only one spouse has a social security number? All right, this is a good question, and let me just read it for you. As with the second stimulus check, or the EIP2, they call it Economic Impact Payment 2, the joint filers will, where only one spouse's social security number, will normally get the third payment. So you will get it even if one spouse is the only one that has social security number. This means that these families will now get a payment covering any member who has work eligible SSN. For taxpayers who file jointly with their spouse and only one individual has a valid social security number, the spouse with a valid number will receive up to $1,400 and up to $1,400 for each qualifying dependent claim on the 2020 tax return. So, all right, so I guess everybody will receive it if you qualify, and if you have a social security number, or you're a resident of the United States of America, or a US citizen of the United States of America, you are going to get this third stimulus check. Okay, there's a lot of questions in here. As I've said, you guys, you just go online. It's irs.gov website, and you look for the place where it says about your economic impact payment. It doesn't say stimulus check here, but it says it's under more details about the third round of economic impact payment. So that's all about the third stimulus check that I can tell you, that it is already available. It doesn't say here when you're gonna get it, but anytime soon you probably will get it, in whatever form you had it on your first and your second form. So also you need to know what is your adjusted gross income. Let me just take a quick look if it's in here. What is an adjusted? I'm pretty sure a lot of people know what's an adjusted modified gross income, but for those of us that don't know what it is, maybe it's time to know what it is. No, but an adjusted gross income. No, thanks. Okay, so what is an adjusted gross income according to the irs.gov? So an adjusted gross income is defined as a gross income minus all adjustments to your income. Gross income includes your wages, your dividends, your capital gains, your business income, your retirement distribution, as well as other income. Adjustments to income include such items as educator expenses, student loan interest, alimony payments, or contributions to retirement account. Your adjusted gross income, or your AGI, will never be more than your gross total income on your return, and in some cases may be lower. So, all right, so easily you want to make sure you understand that your adjusted gross income will never exceed your gross income, because your gross income, you have all those adjustments that you can lower it down. And say if your gross income, like when you say your pay stub, your last pay stub, and it will say your adjusted gross income is 170,000, but that's not your, your gross income is 170,000. That is not your adjusted gross income. Your adjusted gross income might still lower down into 150, 160, or even lesser. So when you look at your tax return, or you can ask your accountant, that's the best way to do it, because sometimes, like, when you see those the tax return that your accountant will give you, there's plenty of numbers, there's plenty of words, you don't even understand what it is. Best thing to do, call your accountant, ask your accountant what is your adjusted gross income, not your gross income. Then you will know if you qualify for the third stimulus check. So thank you for watching. I hope you guys get something from this. I've been meaning to do this because I get a lot of questions about the third stimulus check, if they can get it, when can they get it. So as I've said, go to the irs.gov, click on the economic impact payment news or article, then it will give you all what you needed to know. Even if we get it or not, we're still gonna be okay. God is good, and we have a great nation. America is the greatest nation in the world. I believe so, and I thank America for giving me the opportunity to live and work here and enjoy my life here and be able to help other people that needs my help. Thank you, and you guys have a blessed Sunday. Enjoy your family. Bye.